What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining. Hope you are having a great one as always. I'm super excited because today it's a USPS day, which typically for me means that I got something from 1/6 Outfitters, and that is absolutely the case. We are going to be cracking into the Hell Ranger figure, which I am very, very excited for. Now, this is going to be my first figure from Thunder Toys, so I'm kind of hyped about that. Looking forward to see what they bring to the table. And honestly, it's one of my favorite stupid characters of all time. All right, I'm kind of digging the brown box. Sorry, I got distracted. This is actually a figure of Sam Elliott's character from the very not-so-good Ghost Rider movie. Now, that movie itself is terrible. Just give a quick spin around on the brown box itself. But I really, really enjoyed that character because I honestly feel like, and I know this is kind of going to sound crazy, but I feel like he's one of the best examples of what you can do with an adaptation. That's kind of a neat box. Now, you can actually get that horse as well. It's giant, so I'm certainly not going to. And there is a standard version of this figure as well. I did get the deluxe one here. But as I was saying, so in the Ghost Rider movie, which again, not terribly good, they took two characters and kind of fused them into one. You got the caretaker, which is one guy who's kind of got a long, convoluted story, and then Carter Slade, which was the original Ghost Rider from many, many moons ago. And that guy was really just a cowboy. He was a cowboy with a cool white suit, no main superpowers. And if I remember right, oh, that's so neat. I believe they basically just lost the license at one point for the name, so Marvel decided to kind of make a new version of Ghost Rider, which is the cool Johnny Blaze one that we all know. And then from there, they ended up changing the original. I think he's now known as the Phantom Rider, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll go ahead and pluck this guy out. He is super cool looking. Now, I did mention this is the deluxe version. The standard doesn't come with the Sam Elliott head, so for me, the deluxe was kind of a must. And then I believe you might get an extra accessory or two. I'm not 100% positive on that. I think you get the shovel with the deluxe one. Come on out. But we'll get all of this stuff on out of here, and then we'll take a good look at him. Now, if you are interested, the figure itself, the deluxe version is about $180 to $200. Kind of a cool shotgun. The standard's a little bit cheaper than that. And then the horse, I think, is around $180 as well. It is a big piece, though. Like I said, it's kind of a monster. And he does come with a good amount of stuff, which I'm pretty impressed by. And the quality of it so far feeling good. If you heard that little clink, the shuttle is metal. I'm not going to pull out the crotch grabber because you've all seen him before. I believe this is the pocket watch and a little baggie in here. Sure looks like it. All right, let's take a gander. So, first thing that I am very, very curious about is just the figure itself. And he looks pretty dang awesome. Now, I am immediately worried about this coat. I have a very hard time believing it's not going to flake and crumble over the years, just the way it feels. It almost looks like it's already starting to do that. It's very, very stressed, which it should look that way. But that just kind of makes me concerned about how it's going to last in the long run. Now, he does have ratcheted joints in the arms, which is kind of neat. And they did do a really good job on the wardrobe on the inside. Nice work. Now, I like that he's got suspenders and no belt. I always find it funny when people do the double combo, because it's like, you don't need to double up on that. Now, there is a wire in the bottom of this, which is nice, so you can kind of pose that around as you feel. So that they did a good job on. I'm just really concerned that that's going to not hold up over the years. But, again, probably shouldn't for the most part. You kind of want it to look all beat up and old. Now figure this character was supposed to be like 130 or something like that in the story. I don't really exactly remember because it's been a long time. But that being said, his stuff is pretty dang old. He does have pretty restricted movement up here in the legs just because of the pants. That's about as far of a stretch as you're going to get there, and not too much in that regard, which somewhat concerns me and makes me happy I didn't get the horse. What I would recommend, if you're thinking about getting the horse, definitely take a look at some people who posted photos or maybe videos of it with their... I just have a hard time believing you're going to get him to actually sit on the saddle at all. I mean, I suppose you could just stand him on it, kind of spread like that, but it's gonna... I don't know if it's gonna look too good. That might. I've been wrong about a whole lot of stuff before. So, it does have a double joint in the knee, and you do get a lot of play there, which is good. So that's pretty dang impressive. I'm just surprised there's not as much mobility in the legs at the waist part. Does he have an ab crunch? Yeah, got a nice little ab crunch, and that's ratcheted. So that'll hold pretty well for that. I'm always a fan of footwear, so we'll take a look there. You can move the spurs, so as somebody who likes stupid things, that's fantastic. And honestly, the detailing they did on the boots is pretty dang good. They look really nice. Oh, why must your pants be so tight? Yeah, overall, pretty decent job. No ugly laces, so I'm a fan there automatically. And the fabric here, it's kind of like the fake denim they normally use, so probably have dealt with that before. Now, one thing I will say about this coat that I do really like, just from first play, is it does not hinder mobility at all. So that is just absolutely remarkable in that regards. You can definitely do some fun stuff there. So kudos to them on that, because that's just, like I said, really dang outstanding. If you want to kiss the ghost, there you go. Does he stand up? Hey! All right. I'm going to lay him down because, as we've learned, I drop stuff. Now let's take a look at Mr. Elliot himself. This was actually one of the big reasons that I got the figure, and man, oh man, is that cool. They did a great job with that. It's probably not the most perfect likeness you can imagine, but gosh dang, it's pretty spot on. I like it. They did a good job with that. Definitely a nice work there. This is probably going to be the head that I use. I haven't quite decided, but I'm probably going to go with that because, I mean, Sam Elliott. Now, he does have a fabric hat, which I actually like. And that does actually sit on the head pretty dang well. Now that, of course, is for me just plopping it on there. If you were to take some time, kind of fiddle with the band and everything, adjust it as you see fit, I think you would end up being pretty happy with it. Would be kind of neat if there was a little more play to the brim to where you could get it to stay in different spots, but it seems to hold its shape depending on what you do with it. Overall, pretty nice there. They did a good job with that. A lot of the times the hard plastic hats just look really goofy when they actually rest on people, so Thunder Toys, you did a good job with this. It does feel kind of flimsy in some regards, so I wouldn't, throw it around or anything wild like that, but I like what I see. Now this shotgun is pretty dang hefty, and it is all metal, so you won me over automatically with that. The fact that you can actually move that is amazing. Wow, that is a really cool. So yeah, it's just a nice repeating rifle. I'm speechless. They did a good job with this gun. They really did. It looks super cool. The fact that it's all metal is very nice. I do think they could have painted it in some regards. Maybe done like a wooden stock on it. Even just changed up the color a little bit. but it does have some pretty neat engraving on it. Does look really nicely weathered. And again, it's all metal, so you got that going. Now you also, of course, get his beautiful shovel. One thing I'm curious about, and I don't think they did it, first off, it is metal. The handle isn't, but the actual shovel part is. Alright, so you can't do it. I was hoping they would have gone like super next level and allowed you to pull this out to get the contract for the souls of the people in the movie, because he actually keeps the contract that he signed with the devil and the shovel. So that would have been pretty dang cool if they had that. But all things considered, it's a pretty heavyweight, very durable and nicely done shovel. I imagine if you got wild with it and started swinging around, you'd potentially break the handle, but that's really just a wooden dowel rod painted, so even if you did, that's going to be easy to swap out. He does come with some normal people hands as well, in case you didn't want him to be all ghostified. We'll just take a quick up-close look at one of them. Maybe, there we go. They did an okay job with it overall. It's really not too much to them, to be honest, but you don't really need to do a whole lot. Now, one thing that you might not be able to tell in this lighting, they did actually blue the veins on the hand, which is, I'm taking back what I said about it. Yeah, you got some nice coloration on the knuckles and then the blued veins. Good job. I'll give him kudos for that. He does also come with his pocket watch, which I am very curious to see how they did it. It certainly feels metal just based on the weight alone. The chain at minimum is going to be. I don't know if the watch itself will be, but let's take a quick look-see. Now that is a delicate chain, so getting that attached might be a little bit of a chore. It does have the cool little cross hanging on it, so that's pretty fun. And it should open up. There we go. Yeah, they did a cool job with that. It's going to be hard to really see, I think, but definitely nice. See if it focuses a little better. Probably won't. And this is honestly just a generic chain, so if that ends up breaking, not the end of the world. You can pretty easily hunt down another one. He does come with some chaps as well, so if you were to go riding style, you got that going for you. Honestly, I don't see myself ever using these, so maybe I'll just kit bash a cowgirl or something at some point. Who knows? But if you wanted them, and if you are doing the on the horse, definitely good to have those. And then for the stand itself, it's really pretty basic. You got a Thunder Toys front, which I actually like. I like that they did that instead of the character name. And the main reason is, if you don't know the character by looking at it, then it's not a really good figure, right? So why put the name right on the front? You know, like if I've got Captain America standing on a stand that says Captain America, like if somebody needs to read that to know it's Captain America, they're an idiot and shouldn't be looking at my stuff. But this, it's like, oh, cool, it's a Western Ghost Rider. That's amazing. Who made that? Oh, Thunder Toys. Sweet deal. So I actually really dig that they did that. Props to them. I'll give them kudos in that regard. Now, one thing I am a little bit sad about, and I really don't want to force it in any way, but he does not have a ton of mobility in his head. Now, it is possible that there is some plastic or something under it that's kind of holding it into place, but it does not look that way. It also looks like it might be a bit of a chore to get that head off. So I may end up leaving this one on for a while. It's tough to say. I thought this head looked really stupid in the pictures, but honestly, seeing it up close, it's pretty dang cool. I really like that the flame just kind of flicks off the brim of the hat there. It kind of won me over in a lot of ways. I mean, Sam Elliott is Sam Elliott, but this is pretty neat. So I may end up just leaving him as is. I would imagine there's instructions somewhere. I probably already threw them out without paying attention. Let me see. Maybe we got some sort of little tip on what to do. Nope, not that I noticed. I'll play around with it later. But based on the neck that you get with Mr. Elliott here, it's not going to be too difficult. Probably just yank it off. Might want to use a hairdryer or something to kind of warm that up, give it a little more play. But definitely a cool piece. They do still have the deluxe version and the horse in stock at 1/6 Outfitters. If you are interested, I will drop a link for those in the description below. And I think they've also got it in stock at Giant Toys. So depending on where you're at and how quickly you want to get it, Giant Toys is a little bit cheaper. But 1/6 Outfitters tends to send it to you much faster, especially if you're in the States, at least when it comes to stuff that's in stock. I got him in like a day and a half as soon as they shipped it out, so pretty darn good in that regard. That'll do it for this one. Hope you have yourselves a fantastic one. Bye.